Hello and welcome to this video tutorial describing some of the new features available in Netfort's LAN Guardian version 12. I'm going to show you how the changes we've made make it easier to access information in LAN Guardian and really understand how your network is being used. First up, we've updated the graphics package used in LAN Guardian, so let's look at some reports. Shown here is the top IP talkers report showing a new pie chart. The pie chart has some new features, as well as a cleaner look with a new colour palette. The first feature of the pie chart is the inclusion of the other slice for all reports. The chart automatically shows labels for the top 5 results of a report, be the traffic volumes or IP addresses, and bundles all the remainder data into the other section. This gives you an at-a-glance understanding of the makeup of, say, network traffic volumes. Easy to see what's dominating and so on. What I like best, however, is the new pie chart also contains links to the drill down reports. So clicking in any sector brings you to the appropriate drill down report. This is more intuitive than having to look at the pie chart, find the corresponding entry in the table, and then clicking on the link in the table. The importance of the drill down links and reports will be highlighted when we look at changes to the dashboards later on in the video. Some reports display bar charts instead of pie charts, as we can see here on the top clients report. We've retired the traditional LAN Guardian 3D bar chart in favour of this new format, as feedback from our test sites suggests that it's easier to read. The bar chart splits the time interval into 5 equal buckets and displays the top 5 values for each of these time buckets. The new bar chart has a clearer time axis labelling. Mouse over pop-ups display clear labels, and we can configure which values are displayed on the fly. The bar chart also supports drill down links by selecting the correct time interval for any particular bucket and displaying the drill down report for that period. The trends have also had a makeover. We can see here how the trends are now displayed on the dashboards. Changes include a cleaner time axis, pop-up labels on the data points, and we retain the direct drill down capability with the correct time interval being selected for the underlying report. Now let's look at a new feature that we're calling Content-Based Application Recognition, or CBAR for short. CBAR is a technology that uses deep packet inspection for identifying and classifying the applications that are used in your network. Traditionally, traffic bandwidth has been reported using the well-known server port numbers, say port 80 is used for web, port 53 for DNS, and so on. Let's digress for a moment and look at a traffic distribution report from an older version 11 LAN Guardian. This report uses port numbers. It shows plenty of traffic on well-known port numbers. The problem is that many port numbers get reported that aren't well known, and there are no descriptions available. Many applications now port hop and can use any port number in communication, and this makes analysis very difficult. Even on this small test network, we can see thousands of records in this report, making it very difficult to understand what's going on. What applications are actually generating all of this traffic? Now let's take a look at that same network traffic, analysed by version 12 CBAR, using the new top applications report. This report is generated by fingerprinting the payload part of each packet seen on the network, identifying and classifying the application that generated it, regardless of the port numbers that were used in the conversation. Immediately we see more familiar application names instead of anonymous port numbers, and a huge reduction in the number of rows of data in the report. We can see that just 23 applications were responsible for generating the many thousands of different conversations on the network, shown in the version 11 report. For applications such as BitTorrent, which use a large number of different ports, we can suddenly see its impact on the network. LAN Guardian CBAR currently classifies about 500 different application protocols, regardless of what port numbers are used, and it doesn't depend on any agent or vendor flow standards. So this report answers the questions: what applications are using my network, and how much bandwidth are they consuming? You can also use CBAR to answer other questions, such as what port numbers are being used by particular applications. For example, we can see the huge number of different port numbers used by BitTorrent when communicating with peers. Or look at the port numbers used by Windows file sharing protocol. This can be useful for adding firewall rules, for example. Another frequently asked question is just what applications are using port 80. We can answer this by entering the port number in the top applications report. We can see that HTTP and BitTorrent are both using port 80. Not a big surprise, but you may find other applications tunneling over port 80 as well.
taking advantage of a hole in the firewall. In version 12, we've renamed the traffic distribution report to Top Serve Reports. It now contains a link to the CBAR Top Applications report, so I can see what application is using a particular report number, in this case BitTorrent again. We think that CBAR reporting is a big step forward in helping you get a high-level understanding of what applications are running on your network and how the bandwidth is being used by them.
Another benefit of CBAR is when it comes to report drill downs. As the data presented is now an application rather than just a port number, the report engine can make some decisions about the reports that are shown when we click on a link. For example, if I click on HTTP in this report, I automatically drill down to a detailed web domains report. LangGuardian does a deep dive analysis of HTTP and can present a report which shows the domains that have been accessed. If I click on SMB file shares, I'll be directed to a file share specific report, and so on, for BitTorrent, email, and many of the other protocols that LangGuardian does a deep dive analysis on. So a single click from a top level CBAR report brings you where you need to go. Now let's take a closer look at some of these drill down reports to see the changes we've made there. Version 12 makes significant advances in correlating events such as web or file accesses with the volumes of network traffic generated by the events. Here we see a summary web top domains report showing the website domains accessed and the bandwidth associated with each domain. This report brings together the different types of event and flow data recorded by LangGuardian and presents it in a simple way so you can understand how your bandwidth is being used. It doesn't matter if the website has a fixed DNS record or not, nor if the access is made via proxy server, nor if the website is served from a content distribution network. The DPI analysis can still accurately follow and record the activity. These are factors that can confuse flow-based analysis tools. Of course, with Identity Module enabled, you can view these reports with usernames too. Drilling down on any domain, I can see the details of what was downloaded, the page URIs and so on, and see the size of the individual resources. The idea again is to provide as much information as possible in one place with simple, clear reports. We can see a similar data presentation if we look at Windows file share. Drilling down on the SMB file share traffic, immediately we can see the top file servers and the files being accessed and the bandwidth that is being consumed. So it could be a single large file access or multiple accesses to smaller files. It will be visible in this report. A drill down is available for more details such as the client IP address. Again, if Identity Module is enabled, we can see the usernames associated with the file access and the bandwidth being consumed. Finally, let's look at some new options in the version 12 dashboards for bringing these features together. On the Summary Dashboard tab, I have two columns displayed, with a small number of reports added. The first change I'll make is to add a third column, and then use a new feature to set all the column widths to 450 pixels. This is useful to customize the dashboard layout to match your screen geometry. I'll move the TC outbound connections report to the third column, and I'll add a traffic trend too. After saving, we can see the new trend format with the highlighted data points and drill down available. Next, I'll use the new edit button on each report to alter how the report information is displayed. Top Applications is a summary report, so I'll choose to hide the table data and just display the results in pie chart format. I'll select a similar display for the Top Users report. TCP Outbound Connections offers me an additional option of displaying data as a bar chart. I'll select that here and hide the table. For top file servers, I'll choose to display the pie chart and the table, as there is a need for more detail here. The same for top web domains. This gives me a good view of my network status, with a nice mix of trends, bar charts, pie charts, and also some report detail. If I require more detail, say on the file shares, I can use the drill down links in the pie charts to see more. And so this concludes this introduction to LangGuardian version 12. To learn more or to download a free trial, visit us at netfort.com.